Hello everyone, this is Mike Mullis from the original Next Level Gaming, and welcome to our review of Super Mega Baseball Extra Innings for the Xbox One and PC. Now this is a game that's already been out on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 since December. And now Xbox One and PC gamers are going to find out exactly why this is one of the best, I call it Simcade baseball games in a very long time. Don't let the goofy looking graphics fool you. Inside this game are some fairly deep mechanics, stat tracking, a season mode, customization, and more. In fact, the only thing that's missing in the features are an online mode, so you can't really play this online with your friends. But Metalhead Software is a four-man team, and I can kind of understand how you have to make a sacrifice somewhere. Online gameplay had to be it. However, they try to make up for it with a four-person local co-op. You can do 2-on-2, or you can do 2 against the computer. So let's dive in deeper to Super Mega Baseball and find out why it's one of the better arcade baseball games out there. Now normally I'd go into graphics first, but today I want to start with gameplay. Because as I just said, don't let the looks fool you. It's a cute looking game, no doubt, but the gameplay is much deeper than you might think. If I'm being honest, I would put the gameplay actually somewhere between RBI Baseball, which is more of a true arcade game just with real players, and a simulation game like MLB. The reason that I say that is because when you're pitching, for example, and on the mound, your pitcher has his own stats, velocity, junk, and accuracy, which help to mold how fast he pitches, how well he pitches, and so on. From there, you have to actually pick your pitch, and then you aim the pitch. After you've aimed the pitch, then you still have to match the reticle with the little X, and that shows how accurate your pitch is when it gets to the plate. And just like in a simulation game, your pitcher slows down as he gets on in innings, he gets tired, he starts to get nervous if he's doing badly. Each pitcher has a mojo meter, that the better he does, the better he pitches. The worse he does, the worse he pitches. And like with any simulation baseball game, you can yank him, and you have a full stable of relief pitchers and closing pitchers. So, again, you treat this like a real baseball game. It's just a little faster play. Now, when you're at the plate, it's the same thing. You have a reticle, you see the pitch come in, and you need to, line up the bat. You have two types of swings. You have a contact swing and a power swing. The power swing is kind of interesting because while the contact swing is basically hitting the button and swinging all the way through, the power swing is almost sort of a timed swing where you have to catch it at the right power, and if you can do that, you can muscle the ball pretty much anywhere on the field you want. And because that reticle's there, you can hit over top of a pitch to line it on the ground. You can get under a pitch to bring it up into the air. You can attempt to hit right and left by timing your swing, being a little later, being a little early. And of course, you can bunt. Now, every player on your team, and on all the teams for that matter, have their stats as well as the pitchers. They can hit for power, they can hit for contact. It also shows you how fast they are on the bases. And speaking of base running, you have full control over your runners, individually or together. So you can send a single person around from second base to home on a long ball into the gap. You can send everybody if you think the ball is going to hit the ground. You can even hold your runners. So if you have a fly ball that you're not quite sure if the center fielder, for say, is going to get to it, you can hold down a button, hold your runners, and wait to see if the ball hits the ground or not. If it hits the ground, you can move them forward. If it doesn't hit the ground and the fielder catches it, you can send your guys back. Now, defense is also, of course, a big part of the game. Fielding is done sort of in a hybrid automatic manual mode. So if you just let the fielders go on their own after a ball, say, is hit into the air, the fielders will go after the ball automatically. However, you can help them out by moving the stick on your own. What's really nice about the fielding is you have full control if you want it. Along with being able to move your fielder around or letting the computer do it, you can dive and jump for the ball as well, as you just saw there. That third baseman, I was able to jump, catch the ball in the air, and rob that man of a single. You can also send your guy back to the wall, try to time it perfectly, and rob somebody of a home run. Now when the ball is hit, there's a second or two of slowdown on the screen so that you can figure out where the ball is going and you can have your player react to it just fine. I like this over mechanics like RBI Baseball where you just have to guess which way the ball is going and it goes so fast by you, a lot of times you just don't have a chance to react and get to the ball. Here, you don't have that problem. Now once you have the ball in hand, then you hold down the button for a certain amount of time to wind up your throw. The longer you hold down the button, the harder to throw. But if you hold it down too long, it'll actually bring the power meter down and your throw will have less zip on it. You could hit the cutoff man, which is something not many baseball games in the arcade side of things can do. And you can preload your throw. So if you're going to try to get a double play, you can have the second baseman throw the ball to the shortstop. While the ball is on its way, you can begin to preload that throw to first base so that when a ball gets to the shortstop, he gets it out of his glove quick, pop, pop, double play. And it doesn't just stop there. During the game, you tally up star points for things like hits, strikeouts, good catches, and so on. You see that up in the upper left corner of the screen. Those star points allow you to actually level your character or your teams up once you get enough points. Now, in the game, there is a season mode to go along with an exhibition mode. So, in the season mode, and you can play 3 types of seasons, a short, medium, or long season. None of them are 162 games, but they do go long enough that you can, play a lot and then get a full 7-game playoff if you like. So the season mode in Super Mega Baseball is pretty deep. Yes, it's not as deep as an actual simulation baseball game, but it doesn't have to be. And yet still, you have 2 divisions. You show your win-loss records, how many games back you are of your leader if you're not the leader of the division. You get to simulate the games of the other teams before you play yours. And then all of the stats all carry throughout the season. Your pitchers, your batters, everybody's batting averages and ERA, they all go through the season. Something I didn't get to mention earlier is the difficulty system. So, normal games have an easy, medium, hard, super hard. Super Mega Baseball does something a little different. They have something called the ego system. So the ego system is a numeric value that's assigned either to your whole team or you can assign it to individual parts of your team. What this does is it levels the playing field in both cooperative and competitive game modes, both in the exhibition and the season. It allows beginners to get used to the game and then up their ego so that the computer plays better. And it's done granularly. So to round this out is a fully deep customization mode that I have not seen in any other even Simcade kind of game like this. In your season mode, you take the star points that you've tallied up through all of the games that you've played and you can hire coaches, you can hire equipment managers, basically you can hire an entire staff. Each staff member that you hire has a specialty and has players on your team that fit that specialty more than others. So you hire your staff and then you assign that staff to a player. And that player can get better as time goes on. Now, if that staff does not do what you need it to, you can fire them and hire others. And then you can go in and you can customize your entire team's appearance. The look, the names, and everything. So you can pick body types, head types, you can pick facial hair, eye color, skin tone, what their face looks like, and then you can change their name and jersey numbers. With the exception of being able to change the team name, you more or less can make whatever team you want. If there's an MLB team out there that you like, you can change all the player names to those players. If not, you can make up your own team of your friends and then make the characters look however you want. Well, let's take a moment to talk about the graphics. What you see is what you get. Big heads, big body types, bizarre looking smiles. It's definitely a goofy looking game. But what you find in amongst the goofiness is a very smooth 60 frame per second presentation. That smooth frame rate leads to the smooth gameplay that you get, and it really helps make this a great game. In the background, you see that there's a crowd in every stadium, and they're all animated. There are quite a few stadiums, and while they're not real stadiums, they do have some great qualities to them. Trains that roll by, cars that drive on the highway to the side, things going on in the ballpark that add to the ambience of the game. The sound effects are very well done, and you have various umpires that call the game for you. Sometimes you get the guy that sounds like Batman. That's funny. So to wrap this review up, I can see why the first version that came out on the PS3 and PS4 got such high reviews. That Metacritic score is well justified. And it's not just that the game is cute, and it's arcadey and things like that, and it's fast, but it's deep. This has better gameplay to me than a lot of arcade baseball games, and some sim games. You know, not many of these games have a full pitching and hitting mechanic, full base running, jumping and diving, full stat tracking, full season mode. You just don't get that out of many arcade-style baseball games. The only thing missing out of this game is an online mode. I said that at the beginning, but I also said that this was a 4-man team, and that's just difficult to do. But that doesn't stop this from being an absolutely fun game that I would recommend to anybody who's a baseball fan. I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. So as always, thank you for stopping by and checking out our review of Super Mega Baseball. Please leave your comments below if you agree or disagree with my review, if you want to tell me if you've gotten the game and you like it, or if you got the game and you didn't. Please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter at OG_NL Gaming. So once again, this is Mike Mullis for the original Next Level Gaming. Thanks for stopping by. Play on, gamers.